I definitely think every songwriter should do this at some point in their songwriting journey, especially if you're feeling like trigger warning workaholic. If you're one of those people that are looking for the next thing to throw yourself into, this is definitely it. Just sort of paying attention to ways that you can find different inspiration each day is important. And also letting go is a big part of this too, just sort of having faith that you're gonna get that song that day, no matter what. What's up? I hope you're doing well today whenever you're watching this. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome back. For those of you who have listened to my music, watched my music videos, seen my 30-day songwriting challenge here on my YouTube channel, thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you are able to take something away from this video, even if it's just the pain and suffering of me in my songwriting journey. No, this was actually a really fun experience. My name's Kate Hughesby. I'm a singer-songwriter based in Los Angeles, and I just finished the 30-day songwriting challenge. I didn't finish it like yesterday, but I think I finished it like maybe half a month ago. And I just wanted to make this video to sort of recap what that's been like now that all of those videos and song snippets are posted here on my YouTube channel. I just wanted to sort of recap that experience for myself and also challenge every artist and songwriter who sees this video to maybe take on the 30-day songwriting challenge itself. The concept, right? The 30-day songwriting challenge. It's very simple. For 30 days straight, you write a song, and I guess this part's optional, but not really. You post it for 30 days straight, and yeah, it's that simple. There's no other rules, only the rules that you put on yourself for it. For me, it was very much like just going with the flow of the day, trying to fit it in. I definitely got anxious at points if I was going to be able to write that song before midnight. Although I do tend to stay up till like 3 sometimes. So sometimes the songwriting sessions would happen late at night too. I think that writing a new song every day for 30 days and posting it, especially posting it, adds this extra edge and push that got me out of my comfort zone for sure. And really brought my songwriting skills to a new level every day. I honestly was worried most days that I wouldn't be able to conjure up a song that I was proud enough to post, but the more I did it, the more confident I got. And as someone who's, I'm always trying to make the most out of every day, so I'm worried that some days I was worried like I wouldn't fit it in, if I would have enough hours in the day. This challenge definitely made me wish there were at least 3 more hours in every day. It really emphasized the quote, you make time for things that are important for you. And for me, every single day, this was like top of my list, important. If I woke up like a little later than usual, I definitely felt that anxiety like sneaking in. Oh my God, am I going to get the song done today? Enough to post, So you might be asking yourself, why even do this challenge at all? And that is a great question. I wish I would have asked myself that, on day 1. No, but there really was no rhyme or reason for why I decided to start. It's just my friend Midnight Mantra just said, you should try the 30-day songwriting challenge. It was fun. And it just struck a chord with me. I was like, yeah, I've been feeling this sort of creative block or build up or whatever, and I feel like that's the perfect thing to sort of jump into and throw myself into. And trigger warning workaholic, if you're one of those people that are looking for the next thing to throw yourself into, this is definitely it, because it's so much fun, and I'm about to go into all the reasons why I think you should do it as a songwriter or somebody who's just trying to get into songwriting. I think as a good rule of thumb for any songwriter, it's important to write whenever the inspiration comes to you, when the idea finds you. You've got to at least write it down, take a voice memo. On the new iPhone, you can even change your action button to be a voice memo, which I found has worked like 20% of the time. And that's how some of these, I'd say about 30% of these songs started out, as just something that popped into my head that I thought was catchy and just sort of ran with it. And then I'd say it splits up the other 70%. I'd say the next 50% is just listening to beats and instrumentals and finding inspiration that way. And then the next 20% would be like in-person collabs where I was working with Court or Grant, or anyone else in person and just like creating something together. I think what's nice about starting off with a beat is that you can really sort of tap into the mood that you're in and really use that energy to propel you into the songwriting session. Like one day if you're feeling more dancey, to look up Beyonce type beats, hyper pop type beat. One day if you're feeling a little bit more moody or mellow, look up, something like Colby Calais type beat or Lily Allen type beat. And I'm someone who has historically looked for beats and instrumentals and producers on BeatStars, and I found very quickly going into this challenge that I would need to expand my horizons because I kept just stumbling upon the same 5, 10 dreamy pop beats. And that's fine when you're only writing, every week, once a week or something. But I needed the supply on deck ready to go. And I found YouTube to actually be the best supply of beats, and I found a lot of really awesome producers, indie producers, professional producers who just put their beats on YouTube under different artist type beat names and different mood categories and genres, and they'll put the beats out there free for profit. I really just tried to look for beats that explicitly said they were open to being like used and played with. I also think it's important to like really only look for beats that are from producers who are open to collaborations and stuff like that. But that's a whole other story because I also found that a lot of producers online are not open to collabing or creating some sort of exclusive project with their beat, and I find that really interesting because even if they liked the song a lot, they were like still wanting it to just be like an unlimited license versus an exclusive license, which as an artist, like, I want to feel like secure in the fact that like this is a collaboration and not something that's kind of just like getting a t-shirt off Shein or something like that. Convenience wise, not like quality wise, obviously, but but one of my biggest takeaways for real was like just realizing how many incredibly talented producers there are online who are putting out their beats for artists to write over and to really like figure out their voice in a lot of ways. And I think that's a perfect transition into genre, like doing this challenge. I found that I tend to live in about 3 to 4 different subgenres of pop music, like electro dance pop, classic indie pop, more R&B pop for sure. I just like those beats that get you moving, but also have a little bit of soul to them. So that's kind of where I found my sweet spot. But this also definitely pushed me on days where I felt a little like repetitive to search out something like hyper pop and really sort of like push one way or another, get more mellow, and then sometimes get way more dancey. And that was a lot of fun too. Like depending on the vibe of the song I was writing that day, I could definitely hear myself like experimenting with new vocal expressions, which was great. Like that was a huge takeaway from this for me too. Just getting into the day to day of it. Once I had gotten past like the first 4 days, I remember I actually stopped because there was a music video I was directing that weekend, so I had to literally like give that my full attention, obviously, but I like picked it right back up. I felt a little iffy about stopping and starting, but once I stopped once, I didn't stop again. And that was kind of, I guess, another rule to it. I had already been writing every day in some extent, whether it was just voice memos or just like jotting something down in my journal. Having to actually sit down and like write something I was proud enough to put out every day, it helped me get more in touch with my taste, because taste is not something you can teach. It's sort of just an acknowledgement of a feeling that something is exciting and has potential to be more exciting and more liberating, And I found that with every day that I did this challenge, at first I felt like I'm going to mumble to a bunch of different beats until I find one that sparks that feeling that makes me feel like, okay, this is like the sweet spot, As I got further and further into it, it was kind of like understanding that I can just tap into that feeling and let the song come from that place versus just stumbling upon it and trying to act like I don't have any control or access to that sort of feeling, and I think around day 13 or day 14 is when that really kicked in. And I found myself spending 2 hours writing the songs versus 3, sometimes 4. And then also I realized like I shouldn't edit these videos at all. They should really just, the video part of it, like the sharing it to TikTok part of it, shouldn't take up more than 10, 15 minutes, because that's not what it's not make a great video. Like the first few days I was literally journaling the whole experience on video, like 5 p.m. getting inspiration, 6 p.m. finding the track, you know. So I came to really appreciate that time that I carved out to write songs. And after day 30, it was like actually like complete creative exhaustion, but also this like gap that I found myself trying to fill. Like, okay, well, I'm my 2 hours to write my songs. What am I gonna fill those with? I ended up filling them with a lot of like rest and relaxation, which then would turn into songwriting. But I definitely think every songwriter should do this at some point in their songwriting journey, especially if you're feeling like anxious about time. And I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive with like the idea of carving out all this time, but I think once you get the ball rolling, it will start to feel like a sort of sacred ritual that you're engaging in. And I think you don't have to post it when you do it, obviously, because most songwriters write every day anyways, but I think that's really like a key part of what made this really fun and special for me, because not only did I feel like I need to sharpen this to the point where my taste is being reflected in the song, but also I would get live feedback every time I'd post it. And I also got to learn more about how songwriting is sort of explored on TikTok and sometimes Instagram, sometimes YouTube shorts. But when I was like originally engaged in this, it was like all on TikTok. And I've had a secret TikTok account that's like just a place where I would shit post like Vine type content instead of music content. But because I was making all these videos, I decided to start posting those on my alt account in addition to my main account. It just blew my mind, like how the TikTok algorithm will literally hold my main account videos at like 300 views, but like my alt account, like the first time I posted a songwriting challenge day, it got like 1,200 views, and people were like really engaging with the music in the comments. And the live feedback part of it is really, really cool, because these songs are still a work in progress when I put them out. Being able to see someone say like, oh, this song really resonated with me for these reasons, or I loved when you did the falsetto. Like it would occasionally come back up, you know, when I was writing the next song, like, oh, maybe I'll reply to this comment and use that as a prompt, because it was fun to find new ways to like figure out what the song vibe of that day was going to be. And also the social media part of it is huge for collaborations too, because yes, I was finding a lot of these beats on YouTube from producers who had posted them sometimes months ago. There were also circumstances where I got inspiration that day from something that someone had posted. Like on day 11, I did a duet with an instrumental on Instagram with John Mark Nelson. My way or the highway, that's what you say when your blue light pops on my screen. I hate to leave the party, but I gotta go. The frequency they're sending my way's radio. Oh, even if I'm in the middle of everything to do, I'll answer your call, answer your call. Skating down the 42, nothing to lose. I'll answer your call, answer your call. And then on day 17, I was in a TikTok live of a songwriter who I follow, and I asked her for a prompt for my day 17 song, and she mentioned something about, you know, write a song about friends who have sort of drifted apart, and I was able to tap into that really well.
Coming to an understanding with somebody, coming to like a resolution with somebody, and being able to just like agree to disagree.
So when they say, what happened to the old days? Our words began to decay. Unspoken love and brain games, taken to the grave. Take me back to the beginning when we always wanted to stay. Take me back to the bar where I
my mistake. We can agree to disagree and stay up for the weekend. Hear the juice on the weekend. We can agree to disagree and search for our meaning. I'm tired of chasing that feeling since we went our ways.
Just sort of paying attention to ways that you can find different inspiration each day is important. And also letting go is a big part of this too, you know, just sort of having faith that you're going to get that song that day, no matter what. And then when I would collab with people in person, they were sort of like aware of this 30-day challenge I was doing, like kind of manically. And they were, you know, they were watching and also eager to join in and do a collab for one of the days, you know. So when I'd go to Court Studio or CC Studio, or when Grant came over, it was like, because I had been posting about it, they knew and were excited to jump in and join for one of the days.
Say less, my bad. I'm not what you're looking for. Clear eyed, don't knock at your door the way you answer for. The way you answer for. 'Cause situations change, but I'm alright. Everything I made, I left last night. When you wanna call me late at night, yeah, I'll try to be there for you like the other guys. Got a big road to memorize. When I can't pick you up, if you wanna drive, then drive. 'Cause I can't be there for you like the other guys, but you know I'll give it my best try. 'Cause at the end of the day, I don't wanna be no, like the other guys, other guys, other guys, other guys, other guys, other guys.
And those in-person collabs were super fun because I got to get out of my room. They let me out of the padded cage. And yeah, for one of the days I did a verse feature on Ariana Grande's Yes and.
Yes, and they just wanna argue with someone on which whose taste they've always relied. I'm convinced that beauty's in the eyes of the beholder who's holding me tight. If you want it, if you need it, ego, just step aside. If you need it, then we'll eat it, honey, let's come to fight. When it's not giving what it should be giving, then just turn on your light and be like, yes, and
And that was cool. I felt like it was, again, just a way to like spice it up and do something new, because there really are no rules. It's just write a song, you know. That could even just be a poem with a snap. That's all you need. But yeah, I definitely think every songwriter and producer even should do this at some point in their musical journey, just because I think it kind of, first of all, it adds to your 10,000 hours, right? But then it also just opens new pathways and opens new opportunities for growth that you definitely wouldn't have. You wouldn't have the songs either. You know, some of these songs that I wrote are some of my favorite songs I've written, and they all feel part of this era now. And while I have a lot of other stuff going on this year, I have this catalog of music that I'm really excited to flesh out fully and bring to other collaborators. And yeah, if you haven't listened to my 30-day songwriting challenge yet, I have made an upload of each and every one of them as a YouTube short and as like a full-length TikTok video. So check those out. Let me know which are your favorite, and I can't wait to hear what you make from taking on this challenge. New music is coming out soon, new covers coming out soon. So subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.